Hi, welcome to the story so far. I've been a bit not so much motivated to do these things. I've been just sitting on the fence watching the whole circus going down. But anyway, I thought I'd just invest a little bit time this weekend to sketch up with a few days again. These are just my own personal rants, a bit of legacy for my family, my children, my wife, anyone who wants to understand why I do things and why for the last 20 years I've been focusing on building a side store, if you like, self-funded retirement, building hard assets as things the governments cannot touch, and so on. And today I just want to do an Australian economy update. If you've seen my videos in the past, these are not your geeky updates where I go into deep dive into the percentages and why and so on. These are the things that I look at so I can keep my fingers on the pulse, so to speak, but also make informed decisions on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so this is a forecast on a deficit of 270 billion, the biggest ever in Australian history. Now, as I go through this list, it may sound like I'm very negative about the economy and I'm giving it a negative spin, that sort of stuff, but look, there's nothing good about the economy at the moment. And again, the more realistic I am about things, based on facts, the better I'm going to make my decisions, right? And look, I'm planning a new video about why, and I've said this before many times, you can't just do nothing. Unfortunately, doing nothing means that you're going to go backwards, you're already going backwards, you're in denial, and you're not accepting to take control of your life. And perhaps you're one of those people that are waiting for the COVID vaccine, more checks from the government needs to look after me, what are we going to do without the government, all that sort of mentality, right? Cool. Now, unemployment. This is a huge one. They're saying that unemployment is about 7%. No, it's not. It's 10 plus. We know they've been lying about this for a while. Sure, there's been a slightly reduction on the unemployment rate since the COVID started. So, there's a few casual jobs that are being back. But if you look at professionals and you talk to your professional network, you'll know that the better paid jobs, they're not out there at the moment. There's no outlook for growth. And a lot of companies are continuing to downsize their workforces, or downsizing, giving the existing employees more work. Okay, look around, talk amongst your friends, your professional families. Okay, sure, there's a few more jobs in Woolies, baristas, casual employments back in the warehouses, that sort of stuff, but not real jobs. Perhaps a lot of government jobs, ATO, people stamping and approving more job keeper, job seeker, but that's not real job growth, okay? 10% unemployment still. If you have a job, consider yourself pretty lucky, right? Now inflation, this is a huge one, right? They're talking about the fact that there's no inflation at the moment, but me and you, we're feeling it, right? Go get your grass-fed steaks at Woolies, your fish, your clean veggies, whatever it is that you eat, you're paying more for it. You're paying more for housing, you're paying more for insurance, healthcare, etc. And the reason they're reporting that there's deflation and there's very little inflation is because a while back they decided to take food and housing, amongst other important things for us mortals, out of the CPI index. Okay? So basically, if you take food and housing out of the inflation basket, yeah, how convenient, right? So it just didn't show that we were drowning in inflation, right? But the reality is that if you're gonna go buy a house right now here in the northern beaches of Sydney where I live, prices are going up, regardless of COVID, regardless of unemployment, regardless of deficit, regardless of all that sort of stuff, okay? This afternoon when I go buy my real good steaks, they cost more. They've been about 20-something% up since COVID started. Even leisure, sports, go buy a bicycle now, go try to get a surfboard now. All that sort of stuff that you do on your free time, it costs more, okay? So pay attention to this, okay? Your inflation is going up, your cash rate is really low, your money in the bank without being invested is going backwards. But look, stay tuned. I've talked about this in the past. You're welcome to go in the past, but I'm going to do a new episode because I have some insights that I wanted to share with you in terms of, again, the hidden underlying inflation that they're lying to us about, okay? Now, again, extended government support in the 2021, JobKeeper, job seeker payments, stimulus payments for businesses, small businesses, etc. That's going to continue, but guess that's where is that going to come from? Okay, that's going to come from more bonds, more debt, more money printing, artificial creation of money. Okay, so that's still going to create. That's going to back up this deficit. It's going to just build into this figure. Okay, this is not good. Okay. So just make sure that you understand that, because that's going to filter through inflation and more debt and maybe more unemployment. Who knows? Because if think about this, you know, if Victoria is still on a lockdown, right? There's still businesses going broke and people losing their jobs. So we're not. This isn't going to be an easy recovery. And in fact, they're talking about opening borders and this and that. But the second you have more than 10 or more COVID new cases, they're gonna freak out and close this thing again. So we gotta continue to see this yo-yo effect of reduction, contraction. Okay, this is no good, right? GDP. This is obviously one of the biggest measures of economic output and performance of a country. The GDP in Australia has gone more than 50%, more than half down. Obviously this isn't any good, and the reasons are pretty obvious. And so yeah, just keep an eye on it. It's just an overall good snapshot on where we are at in terms of domestic production and output and so on, okay? Now, and I've got another one here that it's going to be important. I'm going to have future episodes breaking some of these things down. I've done that in the past too. This is just a quick snapshot where we're at the moment. Again, I did say I'm not going to geek out on this. These are just a quick snapshot. Plenty of stuff here. If you're curious about, you can have a deeper dive in your own. But I like to keep a good look at the macro, what's going on around me, even locally in Australia, but internationally, so I can somehow continue to steer my ship, so to speak, into less troubled waters, okay? Now, this one's an interesting one. It's the average home in Australia, the average, right? The sum of all prices, and then you average, still $690,000. So, yeah, just again to the bit of inflation, just talking about the fact that, on average, the Australian property prices are still pretty high, and wages are not going up, people are not earning more money. If anything, people are continuing to lose jobs. The government payments are going to be reduced now, and they're going to be tightened up. So it'll be interesting what happens right after September, because some of these things are going to go away. People are going to have to start paying rents, and owners are going to have to start paying their mortgages back and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to what happens. Okay. So share. Have a look at the video again. Share with friends, family. discuss these things with your friends. See, ask them what do they think about these things. These are things that are very important for you. And again, you know, it's not only good enough to know them and do nothing. Remember, these are things that are going to equip you to make more informed choices. Until next time, catch you later.